Oh guys, we have so many new IEMs to talk about today. I have 6 in total actually. We have the ISABELLAE from Orioles. Yeah, terrible pronunciation, I'm sorry. We have the Shure EJ07M Moondrops QUARKS. We have the Geek World GK10, really hyped one in the community. And we also have KC ZAS or CAX. I already forgot the name. CAS, KCCAS. And we also have the YUAN by T-Force. Now this is the pre-release tuning, not final tuning, but I thought we'd talk about it anyway as like a little bit of bonus IEM here. But yes, 6 IEMs to talk about. Without further ado, let's jump into this first impression. Hey friends, welcome back to another video on Giz Audio, and today I'm gonna be giving you guys my first impression on 6 new IEMs that I just got into my house recently. And of course, in the future, I will be reviewing all of these. I already have them kind of planned out throughout the month, so you will get a review of each and every single one of these units. So yes, let's start out with the first one. Let's grab one at random here. We're gonna go with, GK10. Let's go with GK10 first. This one has much hype in the community. Everyone who talked about this one before it was even released was like, man, this is the best thing since sliced bread. Everyone was talking about how good this thing is. I got it in the house, I tried it. My first impression was it has quite a really nice treble, like probably the best treble you can get out of a PSO driver, which, you know, if you know that driver, you know that it normally has a sing to it, a really like spicy treble, if you will, which is aggressive for a lot of people and aggressive for me as well. It was prominent in the BQ-EYC Summer that I didn't really care about too much, but in these, they're nice, like they're really nicely done trebles. So yeah, I complimented for that. It has just a really nice done treble. It surprised me. The one thing that I didn't like is the bass. The bass here is really, I would say like just one glob of bass, if you will. It doesn't really have too much texture there. It just feels like one ball of bass. And when I talk about one ball of bass, this is also excluding sub bass, because you really need to like listen to hear the sub bass, or it just doesn't feel like it's even there at all. So it sounds just like a big ball of mid bass, that's just one sound, and it's not the most texture sound ever. So the bass, I don't really like. The treble, I really like. But yeah, if they can fix the bass, these would be absolutely a killer. If they can fix the bass. Right now, the bass just not there. We're going with another cheapie. We have the KC ZAS. This one, first impression, fun. It's just really fun. I don't remember much about the mid-range or treble, but I remember that they were inoffensive. The treble there was nice. It wasn't anywhere near peaky, or I don't remember hearing a lot of sibilances with these, but what I remember being the highlight of them that makes them really, really fun is the bass. The bass felt great. It was big, it was thumpy, it felt like it has more texture on it than I normally would imagine IEM at this price point would have. So the bass here is done really, really, really well. I remember just bobbing my head. I was like, yeah, this is really fun. I was listening to Bad Country by Avenged Sevenfold, Please Me by Bruno Mars, and Bad Guy by Billie Eilish, and all those songs, man, they were just, they were just really, really fun to play on these. So first impression, man, I enjoy these. If you're looking for a really fun IEM with relatively inoffensive everything else, this is so far really good. All right, Moondrops QUARKS. This one is, oh my God. This is $12? That's my first initial thought. I put them in my ears and I was like, this is $12? There's no way this is $12. This is tuned so ridiculously well. Man, it's just so good. The vocals on these, the upper mid-range, the female vocals that comes out, these are really, really good. The timbre feels natural as well. There's some weight to the notes, so nothing feels too airy, nothing feels just up in the air. Everything feels grounded and natural. Male vocals are beautiful. The bass is subdued. I wouldn't say it's recessed, but it's a very neutral style bass, so really not for bass head. But overall, the tuning on these is spectacular. spectacular. For $12, I would say these are the best tuned IEM you can grab legitimately, and it's 12 bucks. Now, in terms of where they make the sacrifice is of course the packaging. You're not gonna be able to switch cables, it's a fixed cable, and it's also not gonna have the best level of detail, the resolution. But hey, if you're paying $12, man, you're really paying to just listen to the music. You're looking for something that's inoffensive, something that's gonna be nice to listen to, and these accomplish that to a T. Like, again, they're the best tuned IEM you can grab under $50. I don't want to say under 100. I would say under 50 right now. Since it's first impression, under 50 bucks, these are the best tuned IEMs ever. All right, next one, let's talk about the EJ07M. Yeah, the EJ07M by Shure. Now this one, I felt neutral with. I didn't really feel any sense of overwhelming excitement from it. You know, I listened to it and I was like, they're good. Everything sounds nice, but it doesn't sound impressive, if you know what I mean. It just sounds nice. If you grab these, you put them on and you walk around doing your day-to-day tasks, you know, you're running an errand, whatever, you're not gonna have any complaints whatsoever about these, but it's really not gonna overwhelmingly impress you at the same time. Now, the good thing and kind of the saving grace of these IEMs so far is just the level of details. It has a nice level of details. There's a sense of clarity, there's a sense of space. I quite like that out of these, but tuning-wise, just doesn't capture your attention in which way, whether it's the bass or the treble or the mid-range. It just doesn't stand out. Next one, we have the ISABELLAE from Aureolus. Yeah, I still can't pronounce that fast. These are good. The tuning on them, really good. The bass, very satisfying. I love the bass out of these. The rumbles, the thumps, everything is just there. It's nice and weighted and heavy, and it feels just, powerful without being too overwhelmingly powerful. You know, it's powerful enough to make you feel like, yeah, it's there. It's in my chest, I feel it, and I really like that feeling out of these. Now, vocals as well, male vocals, female vocals are especially nice. Now, female vocals feels a little bit aggressive, like there's a little bit of shoutiness in the upper mid-range section, but that's about the only thing I can say that is outright a standout for me in the tuning, is that the upper mid-range might be a little bit too aggressive. But other than that, it's so enjoyable. It's just really, really enjoyable. Kind of a slight V-shape-ish or even a V-shape for some of you guys out there, but it's really good. Really, really enjoyable. The level of details on these are all right as well. I wouldn't say they're the most detailed things ever on the market. It's just all right. I might even say that the EJ07 has a little bit more detail than the ISABELLAE, but again, that's off of first impression. I didn't really feel like these were super resolving, maybe because the bass is so strong that it is kind of hiding a little bit of detail, if you will, but overall, I really like these. Out of all the sets here, well, besides the Moondrop's QUARKS, I guess, this is my second favorite. But yes, in summary, so far, this has deserved all the hype that it's gotten online. If you guys did not know, this was hyped for a little while. That's why I went ahead and tried to procure one for this video. But yes, it's deserving of those hype. Last one, we have the YUAN Lee. And the reason we're talking about this one last is because it is the pre-release tuning. You guys can't get this anymore. There's a final tuning now that if you buy, you're gonna get that final tuning instead. So I'm still waiting for my final tuning. This is just a review unit with the first tuning, the pre-release tuning. And I decided to talk about it anyway, because the final tuning, they said that they really didn't change all too much, and it still sounds relatively the same, if not for a little bit less upper mid-range. So in regards to that, we'll see which one is better once I get the final version comes in. I'll compare the old and the final for you guys, of course. But yes, back to this one. This one is impressive. It has a lot of bass, which kind of makes the male vocals come across a little bit warm. It does color the male vocals just a little bit to make them feel more full and more warm. The bass here is again quite strong, but has an overall kind of smooth feeling, and it has a big feeling as well. And the one thing that stood out on these was the depth. And what do I mean by depth? So what I meant by that is instruments sounding far away or instruments sounding closer, and these can do that. Some instruments, especially when you play orchestra songs, can sound really far or really close, really loud or really soft, and these can replicate some of those qualities quite nicely, and that is the biggest standout of these IEMs, besides of course the smooth bass. Onto the tuning of these, the pre-release tuning is pretty well balanced. I quite like the pre-release tuning. I hope on a final tuning they didn't change all too much about it, because in my personal opinion, these sound pretty good already. But yes, back to the highlight of these IEMs. These things have really good bass, have good depth as well, overall balanced tuning. So in general, for $119 for this pre-release type tuning, I would say it's worth it. Now, does it punch above the price point? I can't say that right now because this is still first impression, and again, this is not the final tuning. Once I get the final one in, I'll do a review of that one and you guys will know if I like that one or not. But so far, absolutely worth the asking price. Alright guys, that's it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching this first impression. We'll have a review of all these coming up in the near future, probably in the month of August. So stay tuned, subscribe to not miss any of that. And of course, check out our Facebook group as well. I released a video around 1 day early on the Facebook group. So if you want to see it before anyone else, join the Facebook group. I'll leave a link down below. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Bye.